Today, we're ranking the anime with the highest rewatch value, the shows that somehow get better every time you watch them. Starting with Kaguya-sama, Love is War. The mind games, comedy, and romance only get funnier once you know how far they'll go. If you've watched it once, I bet you'll agree that you should rewatch it. In fact, I've rewatched it like 3 to 4 times myself, a solid 9 out of 10 rewatch value. Moving on to one of the best modern shonen anime, My Hero Academia. Though it won't feel very fresh, once you get into it, you'll enjoy it as much as you did while watching it for the first time. The animation, characters, and plot are decent, but the length makes full rewatches a commitment. So 7.5 out of 10 rewatch value. Next is something that I might have watched over 20 times. The first anime that I ever watched, knowing that it's an anime, Your Name. Knowing the twist makes the rewatch hit even harder emotionally. It makes you a fan at first watch, so rewatching just makes you appreciate it even more. Total goosebumps and emotional ups and downs, and the music tracks just hit harder each time and will remain with you forever. A solid 9 out of 10 rewatch value. Next is something that I want to rewatch again, despite the fact that I've rewatched it 3 to 4 times already. Teasing Master Takagi-san. Pure wholesome comfort. Every smirk and tease stays timeless. Nishikata's reactions are just priceless. No wonder his voice actor is the same as Eren Yeager, which I only found out recently.
This is the kind of anime that makes you forget the struggles of daily life. Overall, a 9.5 out of 10 rewatch value. Moving on to the first gag anime I ever watched, Daily Lives of High School Boys. Chaotic skits you can rewatch endlessly without getting bored. I still remember that I laughed so hard when I first watched it that I had to pause the show every few minutes to catch my breath. Overall, 8.5 out of 10 rewatch value. Man, I feel like rewatching all the anime I'm mentioning here. By the way, keep in mind, you should at least wait for 6 months before you rewatch an anime. Even if you haven't watched any anime I'm mentioning here, you can definitely watch them, since all of these are extremely good, and the best ones are still coming up. For example, The Disastrous Life of Saiki K. Peak background gag density. You'll always spot something new. Being able to see those amazing characters again feels so good, and the comedy is top tier. I recently rewatched it to make a review video. You can watch that review after this video from the end screen. Overall, 9.5 out of 10 rewatch value. Moving on to one of my favorite rom-coms, The Dangers in My Heart. Rewatching the early awkwardness feels sweeter once you've seen their growth. The kind of anime that makes you want to relive your high school life. It's sweet, pure comfort, with no fake drama or over-the-top confusion. It's totally worth rewatching, with an 8.5 out of 10 rewatch value. Next is also one of my favorite rom-coms, Horimiya. Relatable romance that makes you nostalgic for teenage days every time. No dragged confession arc, cool and relatable characters, and simple comedy with a heartwarming atmosphere. And Season 2 is totally just to binge and chill out. 8.5 out of 10 rewatch value. Moving on to an underrated gem, Sket Dance. Episodic comfort with heartwarming payoffs, though the length drags a bit. One day I just casually started it and couldn't stop watching. Pure comedy with shonen energy, kind of Gintama vibes. Or you could say Saiki K, with no supernatural twist. I think many of you don't even know about it, so just watch it if you haven't. Just keep in mind, the ending is not satisfying, so you'll need to look up the last chapters of the manga. Overall, 8 out of 10 rewatch value. Moving on to a legendary masterpiece, Monogatari series. Dense dialogue and symbolism make rewatches feel like decoding a new layer each time. I want to rewatch it so much, but I'll wait for some time for a better experience. I feel bad for people who haven't watched it even once, and please watch it in the original language. A solid 9 out of 10 rewatch value. Next is none other than Barakamon. Its simple, slice-of-life warmth always refreshes the soul. Makes you want to leave the hectic life and reside in a peaceful village with honest people, playful children, and a calming atmosphere. There's no fake calmness here. Everything feels real. Overall, 8.5 out of 10 rewatch value. Moving on to the next one, which I am currently rewatching, March Comes In Like a Lion. It's slow, but not boring, and hits differently at every life stage. An emotional masterpiece to revisit. Every episode is movie level. The animation and everything else are top tier.
Though, let me tell you, if you're only into action anime or trashy anime, stay away from this masterpiece. It's so real that even heartwarming scenes become unbearable. It's the first anime in which I felt like crying over happy scenes. If you're going to watch it, just let yourself flow with the show. You'll love it. It's life-changing and definitely deserves a separate video, which I'll make soon. Subscribe if you don't want to miss that. Since you should watch it every few years for a better interpretation, I would give it a 9.5 out of 10 rewatch value. Though it's not binge-watch material, 1 to 2 episodes daily would be better. Unlike the next one, which is totally bingeable, Grand Blue Dreaming. Pure chaotic comedy that never loses its punch. A show where you'll see more skin than clothes, but it still doesn't feel vulgar. Relatable characters and over-the-top comedy that just feels hilarious. Overall, 9 out of 10 rewatch value. Next is Usagi Drop. Heart-melting and comforting, especially for family-centered viewers. Similar vibes to Barakamon, but a bit more mature since the MC here is a fully grown man. If you've watched it, you'll understand why I kept this show on list. Totally worth rewatching, with a solid 8 out of 10 rewatch value. Next is my favorite isekai. Any guesses? Yes, I'm talking about Jobless Reincarnation. Strong world building makes a rewatch rewarding, but pacing can feel heavy. The adventure feels real, and the MC is too relatable. It even tackles some heavy situations smoothly. I have rewatched it many times myself. Overall, 8 out of 10 rewatch value. Moving on to another comfy anime, Komi Can't Communicate. Wholesome humor and soft vibes make it an easy comfort rewatch. It takes the heavy topic of social anxiety and mixes it with high school rom-com. Feels fresh even while rewatching. A solid 8 out of 10 rewatch value. Next is kind of difficult to suggest. My dress-up darling. The romance plus cosplay passion stays charming even when you know the beats, but the fan service factor? I don't know if you'll like that or not, but considering the majority opinion, I think you'll love both the show and Kitagawa. If you've watched it once and liked it, like me, then you'll definitely enjoy the rewatch. If you haven't watched it, I'd say give it a try. Overall, 8.5 out of 10 rewatch value. Next is the overhyped Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, the best action anime. Yeah, slick fights, worth rewatching, but emotional depth isn't as strong outside the big arcs. Fights feel kind of monotonous, and I didn't feel much of a connection with the characters. Though, it's obviously a good anime, I just think that it's slightly overhyped. Totally my personal opinion. Overall, 8 out of 10 rewatch value for animation, plot, and aura-farming characters. But the next one does not lack that emotional connect. I'm talking about Demon Slayer. Gorgeous animation makes rewatches a visual feast, even if story beats are predictable. You'll definitely feel goosebumps at action scenes and emotional scenes. I'm pretty sure most of you must have rewatched it several times. So, 8.5 out of 10 rewatch value. Next is kind of complicated, and that's why you'll love the rewatch. Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. Emotional arcs reveal new depth once you know the twists. Overall quality is very nice. One of the few romance anime that does not follow the traditional plot. It's very unique. If you haven't watched it ever, don't let the title deceive you. You won't get to see bunny girls in this anime for the most part, but you'll definitely like what you will see. Overall, 9 out of 10 rewatch value. Moving on to one of the greatest anime, Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood. Tight storytelling and foreshadowing make second watches even richer. I don't think I need to say much about this masterpiece, though keep your expectations low since it's not as flashy as JJK or Demon Slayer, but it's still a masterpiece, so overall, 9 out of 10 rewatch value. Moving on to one of the most genius anime on this list, Steins Gate. Many other anime on this list are genius, but for this anime, rewatching transforms the whole experience. Every detail connects once you know the end. The emotional and complicated plot just hits too hard. An amazing masterpiece. It's one of those shows that instantly becomes a favorite once you watch it. Overall, 9.5 out of 10 rewatch value. Moving on to one of the recent peak anime, Frieren. Quiet, reflective storytelling that ages beautifully with each rewatch. It will always feel like you are watching it for the first time. It does not have a flashy power system, but the overpowered MC and unique plot are what made it the top anime on my list. I am eagerly waiting for Season 2, and I would rewatch it again before Season 2 for sure. Again, a 9.5 out of 10 rewatch value. Next is the masterpiece, which is literally the best content I have ever watched in the whole world. I'm pretty sure if I just play a BGM from this anime right now, many of us would get goosebumps for sure. Needless to say, I am talking about Attack on Titan. Rewatching with full context is mind-blowing, but the heavy tone limits comfort rewatches. But still, as I said, every scene is just another goosebumps moment for me. I'm not a fan of many things, but I can tell without a doubt that I am a fan of Attack on Titan. But since one of the strongest aspects of AOT is story and twists, it won't get a 10 out of 10 rewatch value, but a 9.5 out of 10. Moving on to something light again, Nichijou. Peak absurdist comedy. It's impossible not to laugh no matter how many times you watch. For some people, it might feel slow at the start. For them, I'd say watch the first 2 episodes, then binge the rest after a few days with the right expectations. This trick works with most anime that you didn't like at first. Coming back to the anime, it's light and fun, nothing major, so it holds a good rewatch value. That is a solid 9 out of 10. Next is another one of those anime whose BGM is enough to give you goosebumps. The anime that was the first anime many people watched. Yep, you guessed it. Death Note. Early cat and mouse tension stays gripping, even when you know the outcome. The overall vibe and intensity still feel real. If you keep a proper time gap between rewatches, you'll love rewatching it. But since it's twist-heavy, rewatching does spoil it a bit. So 8.5 out of 10 rewatch value. Moving on to the best isekai parody ever made, Konosuba. Comfort comedy at its finest. Stupid, chaotic, endlessly rewatchable. No major plot twists or drama since it's a comedy, which makes the rewatch as good as the first time. And it's the most bingeable anime on this list. You'll definitely have fun rewatching it. So overall, 9.5 out of 10 rewatch value. Well, that's all for this video. What's your most rewatchable anime? How many times have you watched it? Drop it in the comments and let me know if you've discovered something new on a rewatch that completely changed how you saw the show. Check out the review of The Disastrous Life of Saiki K, which I recently rewatched. Hopefully, see you in the next one.